Hi everybody, I'm Allison Curry. I'm going to be a senior this year, and I spent my summer in Washington, D.C. through a program called the Washington Center. The program included many different elements, which were my internship, of course, an academic course that met for 3 hours, one night a week, and a civic engagement project that required 10 hours of community service. So I kept very busy over the summer. My internship was through a lobbying firm working as a research assistant. And in case you don't know exactly what lobbying is, it is working to pass bills through Congress and pushing for certain policies to be implemented. I chose this internship because I wanted hands-on work doing professional research while also experiencing the political life of DC while I was there. At the beginning of the summer, I had law school in mind, so that's why I chose this internship, because law school involves a lot of researching. Working as a research assistant, I feel as though I've learned so much about the most random things. Many of my projects were cultural, involving art history, because I'm both a communications major and an art major. And I had signed a confidentiality form, so I can't go into too many details on the research I did, but I basically covered everything from sanitation in India to the American Embassy in Canada. Through the process, I learned a lot about how the legislative process works and how to go about making changes in America. Some of my favorite days would be when we interns would label and organize packets from our boss to deliver to congressmen and senators on Capitol Hill. These packets were aimed at committees pertaining to the bill our clients were trying to pass. And these delivery days required a lot more hands-on work, and being among the hustle and bustle of Capitol Hill is an experience that I think everybody should try to have. It felt amazing to fit in among all these highly intelligent professionals and important politicians. Overall, my internship in Washington, D.C. gave me a lot of experiences and opportunities that I would not have been able to get anywhere else in the world. My academic course was called Essentials for Aspiring Leaders. The title is pretty self-explanatory. We basically learned about the components of leadership in a work environment. We learned that leaders do not only set examples and lead the way, but rather their most important job is to work as motivators. A lot of the activities that we did in this class involved group work and then many presentations to our class. We took many surveys to see what type of leadership skills that we have and how we manage conflict and many other personal qualities to better identify ourselves. It was a unique experience to work with so many other aspiring leaders and learn the dynamic of everybody in the groups that we worked in. You learn to identify what types of people you work best with and play a role with in the process of practicing leadership skills and quickly adapting to different environments. My civic engagement project was called Community Development. The region of the Washington Center's Residency Hall is located in a neighborhood called Noma, which is a region of the city that is undergoing gentrification at the moment. Being a part of the community development team, I got to see future plans for the region, which include a multi-story shopping center, new decorative underpass lighting, new bike paths, and much more. Volunteer work that I did for community development was helping out at neighborhood outdoor movie showings. I helped with family viewing nights by handing out food donated by local grocery stores, helping at coloring stations for the kids there, and handing out pamphlets for future events in the area. It was an amazing experience being part of such a change in this developing neighborhood. Overall, it felt good knowing that I played a part in this revolution, and really makes me want to come back in future years to see the progress the region has made. Alright, now that I've shared the main gist of my summer, I'll compare this to communication studies and what I've learned thus far at the University of Iowa. First of all, I'd like to focus on interpersonal relationships. One of the main concepts that I learned in my course on interpersonal relationships at Iowa is the dynamic stages of relationships. Working and living in such close quarters with people so similar to me all summer led to some very fast developing friendships. Some of these friendships I feel are stronger than friendships that I've had with people that I've known for years. My coworkers and I worked together on projects, worked well as a team, and established friendships outside of work. It has been incredible to build such strong relationships with people so quickly and to legitimately call them my best friends. The process of initiating relationships is acquaintanceship, build-up, and continuation. Social media will make it a lot easier to keep in contact with these people and hopefully not to lead to the alternative process of deterioration and ultimately termination of relationships. Another thing that I'd like to touch on is the general concept of culture. Culture plays a vital role in communication studies. Culture is what identifies us and differentiates us from others. It is a way that we relate to each other, and it diversifies our world. I met some of the most inspiring people through my internship experience this summer. I met people from all over the world and learned a lot from the stories they shared. One of my best friends that I made was from Canada, which led to conversations about my research that I was conducting about the American Embassy in Canada. I learned a lot about her culture, living there, and how her family ended up there. There were also two girls that I met from Africa. They grew up in fortunate families amongst not so fortunate population. They explained how they are learning things here in America to use as tools to take back to their countries and hopefully better that society. One of the projects a girl was working on in specific was to bring playgrounds to schools in Africa. It is something that we take for granted here, but playgrounds play such a vital role in social interaction for young children. Learning about other cultures was a truly eye-opening experience and something that cannot just be taught in classrooms. In my media and society class, we learned a lot about how to present yourself online and build your online presence in a positive way. One of the projects we did in this class was to write a report on the results we found while stalking ourselves online. It was surprising to see everything that potential employers could see about me online. A lot of what I learned this summer is that you constantly need to brand yourself in a professional way. Especially being in DC around numerous politicians, it's vital to not have any slip-ups online. Before going through the application process for getting this internship, I was sure to tighten my privacy settings on social media and also started a LinkedIn account. This summer has allowed me to connect with so many more people on LinkedIn and add a lot more to my list of experiences. Something DC has taught me is the importance of networking. It is not about what you know, but rather who you know to get your foot in the door for so many opportunities. Finally, I'd like to touch on two communications concepts combined, gender and technology. I went to a law and criminal justice panel discussion that brought up a point that I found to be so interesting. The panel members were officers from the FBI and the U.S. Marshals. They discussed how technology aids in law enforcement, but also brought up how technology is changing the dynamics of gender in law enforcement. Technology opens up a lot of new doors for women as opposed to a previously male-dominated field. It offers many new job opportunities for women, seen as physical capabilities are not a factor when using technology. I thought it was a very intriguing point that it is an exciting fact for the future of women in the workforce. Overall, I feel as though I've shared only a brief part of my summer, but as you can see, there have been many connections between my internship and my communications studies. The reason I wanted to be a communications major in the first place was because it factors into every aspect of life, and I really feel like my summer internship is a perfect example of this quality. Thank you.